Hi, thanks for joining me today. This video is going to focus on some poses to help strengthen the back of the body. This is very important because we tend to do a lot of sitting and we get tighter in the front of the body and a little stretched and over weak in the back of the body. So as we strengthen the muscles and the muscle chains in the back of the body, it'll help with your general overall posture and support of your spine throughout your day, and especially your posture in the saddle. So you don't need any special props today, just have your yoga mat. And we're going to start in child pose or wide knee child pose, your option. So as you come down, come onto the knees, seated on the heels, and then bring the arms forward and let the forehead release down towards the mat. If your forehead doesn't come all the way down, you can stack your hands up. You can make fists with your hands. If you have a yoga block, you can rest your forehead on a yoga block or even a stack of books. Alternately, you can keep the big toes together and bring the knees a little wider towards the outside edges of your mat to settle in, to bring a little bit more stretch into the hips and the lower back. So your option, find a comfortable position, and if neither one of those options works for you today, you can start in a comfortable seated position. So take a few moments to just check in and notice how you feel. And begin to notice your breathing. And as you breathe gently in and out of the nose, feeling the breath moving in the body, maybe beginning to feel the back of the body rise slightly as you inhale. And then feel the body sink a little heavier towards the earth as you exhale. And be mindful of any sensations or area of tightness in the body. Pay attention to your energy level as you move through your practice today. And begin to take a deeper breath in, a longer breath out. Do that a couple more times, inhaling in through the nose. Long exhale back out through the nose. And then as you take your next inhale, pressing into the hands and the feet, come up to a table pose. So bring the knees underneath the hips, the wrist underneath the shoulders. So think of the lowest ribs drawing towards the hips. So we're giving some abdominal support to the muscles in the back of the body. Nice length through the crown of the head. And then just curl the toes under here and just lift the knees a couple inches off the mat. So we're going to start with just a little warm up for the core. Just inhale and exhale. Again, think of the lowest ribs drawing towards the hips. Keep those core muscles engaged. Make sure that the hips and the shoulders are not sagging towards the ground. And then very gently release the knees down and curl the toes. And then as you take your next exhale, round the spine up towards the ceiling, up towards the sky. Get a nice stretch through the back of the body. And then as you inhale, let the pelvis tip forward, lift the heart and the sternum, take the gaze forward and up, feeling that nice stretch in the front of the body. So warming up the spine here with cat and cow, warming up the muscles. Exhale, round the spine. And inhale, let the pelvis tip as you feel that nice length and stretch from the lower belly to the chin. And a couple more times. Exhale, think of pressing away from the mat. And then inhale, that nice extension and length in the front of the body. Good, one more time. Exhale. And inhale. And then exhale, come back to neutral, back to table pose. And again, make sure those lowest ribs are drawing towards the hips. Slide your right leg back, toes to the mat, press through the heel. And then press into the top of that left foot, energy in the leg, left leg. Inhale, lift the right leg up to hip height. Keep the toes turned down. So you want to keep a level pelvis here. Just inhale. and exhale. And then again, the lowest ribs are drawing towards the hips, so we're not letting the ribs sag down, so we're keeping those core muscles engaged. And then just do tiny little pulses up and down with this right leg. So we're starting to wake up the gluteal muscle there. Just inhale and exhale. And now stop that pulsing movement, just extend the leg back and then reach the opposite arm forward. Now if you find that you stop breathing or are holding your breath when you extend that arm forward, then you just keep that arm, that left hand down on the mat. Inhale and exhale, so strengthening the diagonal muscles here from that upper side of your back on the left side to the lower back on the right side, and then those glute muscles. Now release the left hand down, release the right leg down. Exhale, round your spine, fold back to a child pose just for a breath. Exhale back, and then inhale, come right back up to your table pose, set that foundation, slide the left leg back, press through the heel, press into the top of your right foot, lift the left leg. Again, lowest ribs draw towards the hips, and then just do that little pulsing up and down. So again, we want to feel that in that glute muscle. Just inhale. It doesn't have to be a big movement. Inhaling and exhaling. And then pressing back through that left heel, reach the right arm forward. And again, if your breath stops here or you're struggling with your balance, just bring your right hand back down to the mat. Inhale and exhale. Good, another breath here. Inhale and exhale. And then let the right hand release down, let the left leg release down. And again, exhale, round the spine, child pose, one breath, exhale back. Inhale, come back up to your table pose. Bring your hands now in front of the shoulders. Press into the fingertips at base of the knuckles. Curl the toes under. Lift the knees once again. Now send your sit bones up and back. Come to a bent knee, downward facing dog. So really press into the fingertips. Nice bend in the knees. Think of reaching the chest towards the thighs. But again, notice what's going on with the ribs. Lowest ribs draw towards the hips. So we're keeping, again, that engagement of those abdominal muscles in the front of the body as we work the muscles in the back of the body. Pedal through the feet here a little bit, pressing down through one heel for a breath or two, and then switching to the opposite side. Make sure you're breathing. And then keeping a little bit more weight into the left heel. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Bend the right knee, look towards the hands, step the right foot up behind the right hand, lower the left knee down and curl the toes. So right heel, underneath the knee, press into the feet, come halfway up, let the hands rest right on that right thigh. So the right hip is drawing back. Again, we're doing that same action. We're thinking the lowest ribs drawing towards the hips, press into both feet, arms reach down, and then arms float all the way up. Inhale and exhale, bring the hands behind the head. Open up through the front of the body, lift the heart and the sternum, and even though we're lifting, we're still thinking of engaging here, so we're not just letting those ribs jut forward. So we're lifting the sternum, but we're doing this little action. Lowest ribs still thinking of drawing a little towards the hips, getting this nice opening through the front of the body while we're working through the back of the body. And then bring the head back, guide the head back to center, reach the arms all the way overhead, both hands down to the mat. Curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, step your right leg back beside your left, find that downward facing dog once again. You can bend the knees, pedal through the feet. You can always take child pose if you prefer. Inhale and exhale. Now weight into the right heel. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Looking towards the hands, left foot steps up behind the left hand, lower the right knee down and curl the toes. Left heel under the knee, come up halfway. Find your balance here. Think of that left hip drawing back, lowest ribs draw towards the hips. Reach the arms down, float the arms all the way up. Inhale and exhale. Good. So again, bring the hands behind the head. Think of the support here. Think of the sternum lifting. We're still keeping this engagement here, so we're still supporting through the front of the body. Inhale and exhale. And then again, guide the head back to center, back over top of the shoulders and the pelvis. Reach the arms up. Exhale the hands down, curl the back toes under. Downward facing dog, left leg back beside the right. Inhale and exhale. And as you're pedaling the feet this time, begin to walk your feet towards the middle of your mat. So walk part way forward with the feet and then part way back with the hands, landing in the middle of your mat. You can take hold of opposite elbows here. Really let the knees bend. Let the upper body swing a little side to side. And then come back to center. Bring the hands to the hinge of the hip. Press into the feet. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Come all the way up to stand. And once you come up to standing, come to your mountain pose. So feet hip distance apart. Lift all the toes up off the mat. Spread the toes. Place the toes down. Find that nice connection with the earth. Think here, again, lowest ribs drawing towards the hips. So we're keeping this core engaged. Inhale and exhale. Then just a few little warm up while we're standing, little sun breath. So inhale, float the arms all the way up. Bring the palms together, bring the hands to the heart. A couple times with the breath. Inhale, arms float all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Good, one more time like that. Inhale, arms float all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. And then come to the top of your mat, front of your mat. Find that mountain pose once again. Inhale, float the arms all the way up. Palms touch. As you exhale, bend your knees, fold all the way down to that standing forward bend. And then as you inhale, just come halfway up. Let the hands rest on the shins here. Draw the shoulder blades together. Draw the lowest ribs towards the hips. Think of that nice spine position that you had in that table pose. And again, if your hands need to be on the thighs to find that alignment, drawing the shoulder blades towards the spine. Again, whatever gives you that nice length here. And then exhale, fold all the way back down, let the knees bend. And inhale again, coming halfway up. Again, find that alignment. So as we lift up, we're getting this nice work of those muscles in the back of the body. Exhale again, fold all the way down. And then inhale again, coming halfway up, draw the shoulder blades towards the spine. Think of the chin towards the collarbones a little bit, lowest ribs towards the hips. Inhale and exhale. Now from here, bend your knees out over your toes, send your sit bones behind you. Reach your arms forward, come to a chair pose. So arms can be at shoulder height. You can have the arms up alongside the ears, depending on what feels best for your shoulders. Think again, we're engaging those abdominal muscles. We're not just letting the belly drop down. So we're thinking of engaging the abdominal muscles, which also helps us to strengthen through the back. Inhale and exhale. Now press into the feet. Inhale, come all the way up to stand to that mountain pose. And then exhale again, send the knees out over the toes, sit bones a little back. Come back to that chair pose. We'll do that 2 more times. Press into the feet. Inhale. Think of all of those muscles in the core supporting you as you come up. And then exhale. Keep that same support as you come back into that chair pose. Inhale and exhale. Now lift your left heel. Slide your left leg back, toes to the mat. Begin to straighten the right leg a little bit so you can come into a little airplane position here, or begin to transition to warrior 3 as you lift the left leg. Keep those toes pointing down, reach through the fingertips, make sure you're breathing. Think of those lowest ribs drawing towards the hips. Inhale and exhale. And then bend the front knee once again, land back into a high lunge, lift the heart and the sternum. Again, lowest ribs draw towards the hips. Left foot steps up beside the right, come through that chair pose, come all the way up to stand. This time bring the palms together, bring the hands to the heart. Pause here for a breath. Inhale and exhale. Maybe close the eyes, just check in, see how you feel. Inhale and exhale. And then gently let the eyes open. Inhale, float the arms up. Reach up through the fingertips, send the knees out over the toes, come into that chair pose once again. We're going to do this again a couple times. Press into the feet, come back up to that extended mountain pose. Exhale, send the knees out over the toes, come back to that chair pose. Inhale, press into the feet, find the energy in the legs, stand back up to your extended mountain. And then exhale again, find that chair pose. Again, so we're going to pause here. Inhale and exhale, lift the right heel now. Slide the right toes back. Find your balance. Begin to straighten the front leg, or maybe that front knee stays bent, that's fine. So maybe little airplane pose here. Maybe flex that back foot. Again, energy in the legs, begin to shift forward. Find a focal point on the ground in front of you. Make sure you're breathing. Inhale and exhale. And then as you're ready, bend the front knee, step back to that high lunge. Lowest ribs draw towards the hips. And then right leg up beside the left, find your chair pose. Press into the feet, come all the way up to stand. Bring the palms together, bring the hands to the heart. Pause here, close the eyes. Notice how you feel, connect with your breath. Inhale and exhale. And then letting the eyes open, inhale, float the arms up. Bring the palms together. This time as you exhale, bend the knees and fold all the way down, hands to the mat. We're going to step back to downward facing dog. Slide the right leg back, slide the left leg back. From your downward facing dog, make sure your shoulders are at least, hands are at least shoulder distance apart. Bring your shoulders over your wrists, press to your heels, come to a plank pose. Make sure the hips and the shoulders don't sag. Lowest ribs draw towards the hips. Inhale, you can always bring your knees down to the mat for a little bit more support, but still keep your core engaged. Inhale and exhale. Now roll a little forward across your toes, bring your knees to the mat, pick your feet up, crisscross the ankles, bend the elbows, lower all the way down to your belly, straighten the legs, hands beside the chest, forehead to the mat, hug the elbows in, press into the feet, energy in the legs, energy in the back of the body. Inhale, lift the forehead, lift the upper chest, low cobra. Exhale, lower down. Do that 2 more times. Press into the feet, hug the elbows in. So we're lifting with the back of the body, not pushing up with the hands. Exhale, lower back down. Good. 1 more time, pressing into the feet. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. Now let your arms come out to the side. Turn your head to one side. Just take a breath. Let everything relax. Big inhale and exhale. Turn the head the opposite direction. Take a big breath in, big breath out. And then bring the forehead back to the mat. Make sure your feet are hip distance apart. This time, bring your hands down beside your hips, palms to the mat. Press into the feet, press into your palms. Draw your shoulder blades towards the spine. Inhale, lift the forehead, lift the upper chest. Draw the shoulder blades towards the spine, press into the palms, maybe lift the feet, or keep the feet on the mat if that's better for you. Exhale, lower everything back down. We'll do that 2 more times. Press into the feet, draw the shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift. Again, maybe the feet stay on the mat, maybe they lift. Exhale, lower down. Good. 1 more time. Press into the feet. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, and lower down. And again, let your arms relax. Turn your head to one side. Let everything relax. Maybe a little jiggle of the hips side to side. Take a big breath in and out. And then turn the head the opposite direction. Big breath in, long breath out. And then very gently bring the forehead to the mat, hands beside the chest, press into the hands, come up to table pose. When you find your table pose, exhale, round your spine up towards the sky, towards the ceiling. And then as you take your next exhale, hips back towards the heels, come back to that child pose. Take a couple breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Notice how you feel. Again, think of the breath moving through the back of the body. And then very gently, as you're ready, bring yourself up to a comfortable seated position. You can sit on the heels or cross-legged or even in a chair if you prefer. But keep the eyes closed again for a few more moments, just noticing again how you feel. Connect with your breath. And then as you're ready, gently let the eyes open. So thank you so much for joining me today. Again, an important sequence to really work on the muscles in the back of the body so that we have, when we need them, we have that strength to hold ourselves upright in the saddle or to support our spine as we go through our day. We tend to have very weak and overstretched muscles in the back of the body, so this is a nice way to support them. So thank you so much for joining me today. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you like this video. Check out Grey Horse Yoga in the description box below. And I hope to see you sometime soon in the saddle or on the mat. Have a great day. Bye-bye.